Down the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and you shall wear the robe and crown. Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, mothers, let's go down, come on down. Oh, mothers, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way.
Trump hasn't built his wall, but he's found other ways to create an invisible force field at the border. The main thing his administration's doing there is a policy called MPP, the Migrant Protection Protocols. Under this cruel regime, tens of thousands of people who ask for our help are being dumped back into Mexico to fend for themselves. Let's go through it. Here's how things worked before Trump. Someone fleeing persecution in their country could come to the US to ask for help. First, they would be processed in a detention center. Then, they would be released in the US or kept in detention while their asylum case worked through the courts. It was far from a perfect system, and it's hard to win asylum, but it did give most people a chance to find a lawyer, go to their court hearings, and maybe even stay with family. The whole process could take months or even years. Now, under Trump, when people flee to the US and ask for our help, we send them back into Mexico to wait out the months in between their asylum court hearings. Many end up in makeshift refugee camps, like this one in Matamoros, Mexico. That's because they're dropped over the border with nothing. No real explanation, no support, just a pile of papers, mainly in English, which few understand. This is MPP. And we're not putting people just any place in Mexico. MPP is intentionally stranding them in some of the most dangerous towns in the world, just across the border. Places like Matamoros and Nuevo Laredo, which are run by cartels. They systematically prey on migrants by kidnapping, extorting, and even killing them. In fact, since MPP started in January 2019, there have been 816 reports of rape, kidnapping, assault, and murder of asylum seekers in Mexico. This includes 201 kidnappings or attempted kidnappings of children. The US government knows this. The State Department has even issued do not travel warnings for some of these areas. That's the same threat level as Syria and Iraq. If people in MPP manage to avoid the cartels and stay alive, they're still basically homeless in a country they don't know.
The government of Mexico has agreed to provide them while they're waiting in Mexico with appropriate humanitarian protections for the duration of their stay.
But Raíces saw it firsthand. There's no organized access to dignified housing, food, education, work, medical care, or legal support.
Tuvimos que agarrar cartones para acostarnos ahí con nuestros niños, sin una cobija, sin nada. Pues ahí estuve durmiendo 15 días yo.
Living on the street, children are especially vulnerable. Most asylum seekers are only supported by volunteers and handouts. Stuck in Mexico, it's almost impossible for people to find a lawyer to represent them in the US. Only 2% have been able to get legal representation. With the odds stacked against them, only 0.1% have been granted asylum. And MPP is happening on a huge scale. Like family separation before, this is now the policy affecting asylum seekers at the border. More than 60,000 people have been sent back to Mexico under MPP. At least 16,000 of them are children under 18. At least 4,300 are toddlers under 5, and almost 500 babies under 12 months have been sent back. MPP has been horrific for asylum seekers. But what does our government think about it?
As the acting commissioner of CBP, MPP has absolutely been successful.
This is what success looks like to our government. Does this look like success to you?